Hit me with a spike, Gus. Excellent.
Hello and welcome to The Long Run, home of all things running, walking and jogging. My name is Angus McPherson and I'm joined yet again for episode 12 with my lovely co-host Elton Schipper. Elton, how are you?
I'm really happy that we're back in stew. We're back together.
It's going to be much easier. I can hear you in real time, zero delays, no uni Wi-Fi to rely on.
For the listeners, it's hopefully going to sound a lot more crisp and professional compared to the bad FaceTime call that we were doing for 2 weeks.
It'll be nice. I was listening back and I accidentally had you on loud enough that my mic could pick it up. It was very upsetting. So
in hindsight, I think some headphones on your end would be good. But hey, you know, we live and we learn.
For next time.
Exactly. We're 12 episodes in, but we're still novices.
Oh, young, hot, thick-haired podcasters is what I've heard.
Recreational podcasters.
Recreational. Unless you want to make us professional, we will go pro.
We will, with sponsorships. Send us money, please.
But no, let's kick off this episode with Around the Track. Heaps happening at the moment. Quickly, firstly, locally, shout out to anyone and everyone that participate in the Lake Mac running event today, either in the half, 10K or 5K. I'm sure PBs were had aplenty.
Yeah, I've saw some very quick times getting around because it's a very flat track, so it's...
And it was a ripper of a day.
Yeah, it's not too hot. It's a little bit warm, I guess, if you're out there running, but in the sun. But I know it's that nice time of year.
100%. But no, so that's what's happening super locally. Also massive at the moment over in the south of France, in Nice, the Ironman World Champs are currently on, which just is a ludicrous event. I was listening to a few of the interviews, and for some of the blokes on the full, they're saying sub 8 hours is like what's going to win it.
That's crazy.
Which is just...
Apparently, speaking to Lockie back at home, he was saying that the swim is possibly the quickest it's ever going to be. Like, apparently some records were looking to get broken.
Nice conditions.
Yeah.
True.
I think everyone across the field has just gotten better. And then last I checked in, as we're recording this on Sunday night, the Norwegians were sticking together on the bike.
Which is surprising because in Ironman, half Ironman, you're not allowed to draft or like sit in a peloton.
I only just found that out tonight. I was like really actually not shocked, but I was like, oh, there you go.
Yeah, because obviously anyone that has cycled, you would know how much easier it genuinely feels to sit behind someone and draft off them. But no, I believe the rules are if you get within 8 meters, you have X amount, like 10 seconds to overtake them before you may incur a time penalty on yourself.
Wow, that's pretty strict with it. And then we're talking from like a performance point of view, because otherwise then it would all pretty much just come down to the run, because like everyone would just finish the bike at the same time. And B, the position you're in on a tri bike is extremely dangerous to be like right up someone's back wheel.
Well, I think it's perfect. Like I've been out on the bike recently practicing, and your head is just straight down. It hurts so much to lift your head up, so I'm just staring at someone's back wheel if I am sitting in there.
And what Lockie brought up too, like where the brakes are.
Oh, they're not where you leave your hands. No, they're down on the other handles. Yeah,
exactly. So like if something happens, pretty well screwed.
Yeah, for those that are unaware or aren't sure what the difference between, say, a tri-bike is versus your regular road bike, there's a position called like the aero position, which is where two sort of horned handlebars come out straight through the front with like elbow pads at the back, and you tuck right in, hold onto them, and that gives you're more aerodynamic in that position, and that's typically what triathletes will sit in for most of their ride.
And for the run, I think I was looking at before, they're expected to hit about like a 2:30 marathon.
Which is ludicrous after riding a bike for 180 kilometres.
Mm-hmm. That's a long day.
Well, if you're doing sub 8 hours, that's barely a work day.
Yeah, very true. Very true. All right, enough about the triathlons, because, you know, this is a running podcast.
Oh, you're such a hater. Fair enough. Well, moving on to some track stuff. As we are recording, the World Athletics Championships are currently occurring in Tokyo.
Correct. Plenty of Aussies getting around on the track and on the field. Unfortunately, I don't have much field knowledge or statistics or not, any athletes getting around. But I did see, I think in the hammer throw, one of the Aussie girls is like through to the semis or something like that.
Huge.
Yeah.
Shout out
Massive. To her. But I thought I'd quickly just go over some of the, once again, as we're recording on a Sunday night, it started last night, the championships.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd just go over some, quickly highlighting the Aussie talent in Tokyo at the moment. Kicking off with Jess Hull, silver medalist, and she is through the 1500 metre heats and also joined by Lyndon Hall as well. So we've got 2 Aussies through to the semis in the 1500 metre as well. Tori Lewis breaks her own 100 metre women's national record with 11.08 seconds.
That is rapid.
Those semi-finals are on tonight as well.
Yes, the 100 and the 200, I believe.
Oh, interesting.
Good night for some speed.
She's the first Aussie woman to make it to the semis since Sally Pearson in 2007 as well.
Shout out. That's a huge effort.
That's huge. Getting compared to someone of that stature is...
Oh, that ilk, that echelon.
It's pretty impressive.
It's elite.
A little side note as well. Apparently the heat is really killing people in Tokyo at the moment. Apparently it's just really hot out there on the track.
I guess, yeah, like you just shoot, like they're in a bowl. Like if it is warm, it's definitely going to get hot in there. So that would be an issue for, say, like those 5,000 metre runners and the 3,000 metre runners.
Definitely. And Jacob Ingbrandston, I was close.
It's a tough last name.
It's very tough. One of the greatest track runners at the moment in the middle distance in that 1500 metre and that all the way up to 3,000, 5,000.
He does the 5,000, yeah.
He came 8th in the 1500 metre heat, so he's racing the 1500 metre.
But he didn't get he didn't make it through to, which is the first time ever for him, I believe.
Yeah, but he's never won the World Athletics title either.
Right. Because I was watching his post heat in it, or after he found out he wasn't making it, and he was like, yeah, I'm not really in shape for the 1500, but he said he's like, his body is 5,000 metre ready.
Ooh. So do you know when the 5,000's on?
I do not know, but if he reckons he's 5,000 ready, that's...
Oh, I believe him.
Yeah, he's a fast runner.
He's a fast runner.
I wish he had got his colourway and the track spikes.
Oh, I should have. I thought about it.
It was worth the extra, what, $20?
I think it was more than that.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, but still. If you're going to tune into anything, the men's 5,000 metre would be pretty electric to watch. It's a good length to watch a race as well. It's not over in 11 seconds.
Lord knows we hate stuff that finishes quick.
Exactly. Everyone does. Last longer. Tara Palm as well finished 4th in the marathon. Aussie, which is pretty big.
That's huge for one of the Aussie girls are crushing it over there.
All the girls are absolutely, just killing it. Tix Asefa, the world-renowned women's marathon runner, came second.
Did you see
the sprint finish at the end?
Into the stadium, they were just neck and neck. Like, you rarely see a sprint finish for the marathon finish. So that was very exciting. Even
in her post-interview too, she spoke about the heat and just how difficult that was to run.
Understandably so.
Yeah. And then a little bit of a preview. So that's all the results that I've got noted down here. Sorry if I missed any of the important ones. I know there's definitely a lot more Australian athletes there, but they're just the notable ones that I stumbled across today. And then 17-year-old Ipswich schoolboy sensation, Gout.
Gort.
If you're wondering when he's running, he's currently skipping a couple of weeks of term 3 of school to be at the World Athletics Championship.
Competing in the 200 metres.
He races at 9:15 p.m. on Wednesday.
That's a very watchable time.
Very watchable time. So when this pod comes out at 6:30 on Wednesday, if you're listening to it straight away, make sure you turn on the TV.
You'll know. You'll be ready to watch.
You'll be ready to go. But yeah, that's my Tokyo World Champs athletics kind of wrap up. I'll keep watching over this week and I'll update the listeners come next pod as well about how things unfold, especially as we get into the semi-finals. And there's a lot more of the men's races kick off as well.
True, it's elite. I believe we also have one of our Aussie girls and guys in the long jump that are looking very handy. I can't remember, their name escapes me at the moment, but they're worth watching.
Another Aussie high jumper as well has qualified.
Huge.
For the next stage, next round.
Everyone's scared of us in the pool track. We're taking over Brisbane. What is it? 2032.
I'll be there.
You got to go. Surely, it's so worth it.
To buy some tickets for that would be crazy. Does it work as like a day pass? or something like that?
I'm not sure if it's a day pass or you can like maybe pick like a drop down menu for a few events and get a ticket to each one.
But do they just kick you out like at halfway through the day out of the stadium?
Oh, so for in the stadium for the athletics, it is. But say if you like wanted to watch a basketball game or a volleyball or like rowing, you'd go there for that.
Be like the Oz Open.
Yes. Yeah, you can buy a court ticket, like a court 2 or court 1 ticket, and then you can go wandering around the outer courts freely.
Exciting. Well, that's still a few years away, but I'm excited.
Oh, in Australia, you have to go watch. And I'm assuming, us and not many of our listeners would have been able to watch the 2000 Olympics in Sydney.
No. I mean, definitely not us spring chickens.
I was just born. Fresh. Parents left me with Nan. They went and watched it.
I wasn't
mate.
I wasn't even thought about it at that point, I don't think. But yeah, that's my wrap up of Tokyo.
Huge. Furtherly around the track, Elton's brought us the Berlin Marathon race preview, which is coming up.
Yes, and now I do apologise to the listeners that I would have liked to do more of a preview and kind of break down some of the top runners, but I didn't actually get all my research time in for this. But just quickly about the course. So it is a very, very fast course for people that know Berlin Marathon. So before the late Kiptoon broke Kipchoge's marathon world record, the record was held at Berlin with 2 hours, 1 minute and 9 seconds. So yeah, it still has the second fastest course record annual marathon in history. It's a 73 metre gain, 79 metre loss, so incredibly flat. And it's just one big loop as well.
Good, no sharp turns. That's really nice.
So it's going to be very, very, very quick. The 2025 fastest marathon runner is running in it. I do know that. Let me just grab his name up for you quickly.
Nice.
And there's an interesting story around this guy and what his plans are for next weekend. So Sebastian Sawi from Kenya. He, in light of recent doping scandals across running, but apparently it's also a little bit of a serious issue in Kenya itself, and it's kind of assumed with a lot of Kenyan athletes.
The thing seems to be you go over there, train, maybe partake in the doping, and then once it's flushed out of your system, you have gained all the advantages that it allowed you to gain through that training. And then you jump back in the testing pool to compete in the next event, and it isn't picked up in your system.
So he's kind of gotten sick of it, he said in his interview, about all the allegations, and he understands where it comes from, and he recognises that. So he's decided to be very proactive with the anti-doping stance, and he's gone directly to the athletics integrity unit and said to them, test me. So over the last 2 months, he said, you pick the protocols, like it's random, none of my team know, I don't know. And they've done 25 tests on him over the last 2 months.
In lead up to this race.
In the lead up to this race, just because when he finishes this race, he doesn't want any doubters, any
naysayers coming in being like, oh yeah, you won because you're clearly doping. No one's meant to be that good.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm excited to see how he goes. Because testing started on July 25th.
Last year. He's laid down the gauntlet.
He has. And also, I'm just reading at the end here as well, as I'm doing my research as we're on the pod.
Live.
This also comes just after Kenya's anti-doping agency was charged with non-compliance with WADA's code on Thursday. Kenya has 21 days to dispute their findings and improve their status, or possibly face repercussions that include losing drug testing privileges, funding, and the right to host international events.
That's wild. So I assume a third party would come in and then start doing their testing for them.
Possibly, yeah. But yeah, that's a little bit of a down note. But either way, apparently it's shaping up to a very quick year again in Berlin. So if you've got nothing to do on I believe it would be kind of Sunday night then for us. Chuck on the marathon.
Why not? It won't take long.
No, not at all. It only touch over 2 hours.
Huge. That the doping chat transitions nicely into the next scandal that we saw throughout the week, pertaining to the winner of the UTMB Triple C, so the 100K distance. I'm just getting it up now.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the next installment of Runner Science.
We've gone and had a look. Did I save it or did I saved it? So Salomon were the major sponsor of the winner, Joylene Chepengeno, one of their trail athletes, and she returned a positive anti-doping test after the use of injected painkillers in the form of corticoids or corticosteroids. So Salomon released arguably one of the most brutal statements on their Instagram. If you saw it, it was just blanket. They've gone, this behavior contradicts the values at the core of Salomon's DNA, which shapes all our actions. We will uphold these principles without compromise. Any violation is unacceptable and not be tolerated. So therefore, Salomon terminates the sponsorship agreement effectively immediately with this athlete. So she's just gone and won like the biggest race in the 100K distance for trail athletes, and Salomon are like, don't care, we're not about it, you're not worth it, see you later.
Which, like, I think any brand would obviously take that stance and make that decision, but it's just the way they went about it. Like, usually in that kind of scandal, it's due to the recent light of allegations, we've decided to part ways with athlete.
Yeah, it's speculatory and like leaves it a bit up in the air and is sort of non-tarnishing of reputations.
It's like the news always using allegedly.
Yes, to not get in trouble. So, but yeah, Salomon's, and I think it's great for Salomon's brand.
Oh, 100%.
I think it definitely just ups their stocks in like the social context of like, cheating's wrong, we're not about it, and we won't stand for it no matter how good you are.
Yeah, you got to respect that.
100%. But yes, that does lead us into the next installment of Runner's Science. We've done the research, we've had a look at the papers, and it turns out Joylene was on the right track with these corticoids because they are great for you.
They're great. People use them for a wide range of conditions. There's oral forms, injectable forms.
Creams are the main three.
Yeah. You hear people getting a lot of joint injections, so into their shoulders, into their knees, little spinal injections as well.
Which are apparently extremely painful, as you would imagine.
Depends who it's done by, because from my couple years in radiography, I saw a fair few CT guided injections and things like that, and it's reasonably
if you miss the nerve, if you miss everything important.
But they know what they're doing. At least you get a good doctor.
Yeah, you'd want to hope so, but a little bit of movement around that muscle, you're going to feel it. But yeah, like Elton is beginning to touch on, the main uses. It's an anti-inflammatory. These are anti-inflammatory drugs used to treat medical conditions such as asthma and musculoskeletal inflammatory conditions. From an athlete's perspective, and why it is being used, and illegally so, because it is extremely effective in its abilities. It enhances your physical performance through several pathways, including the increased availability of your metabolic substrates through the main three are increased lipolysis, proteolysis, and the availability of glucose. So what that looks like is your lipolysis is the metabolic process of breaking down triglycerides into glycerol and free-form fatty acids. So which basically they're used to provide energy to the body during fasting or exercise.
So essentially the breakdown of the fats storage in your body.
Yes, which is your basal metabolic. That's what you're using for your energy initially. So yeah, the body's use of these FFAs for energy, and then the liver can use the glycerol for glucose production. The other one, proteolysis, is key in regulating events that control your intracellular and extracellular signaling pathways. So this is your communication from outside your cell, what's coming in, and vice versa, what's being pushed out. So this is through your irreversible changes in the protein structure. So for anyone with a science brain, proteins, they're all a specific shape to fit into a specific receptor, and once you change that shape, they no longer fit into their receptor and no longer work.
Think of it like a key into a lock.
Perfect analogy. This is the removal of the unwanted and damaged proteins, because obviously once they're changed, they're not going to work, and this is key for your overall cell maintenance. And then thirdly, the last one, cells' use of glucose. Anyone that's done any level of science will know glucose energy. This is your primary source of energy as it converts your ATP into ADP and uses that extra phosphate through to regulate cell respiration. Sorry.
Yeah. So pretty important mechanisms that your corticosteroids act on. With this athlete, was she using it for injury purposes or using it as a consistent dose for these purposes? Do you know?
I don't know, but most athletes are using it to increase their recovery time or shorten their recovery time, and that in hand allows you to train more or at a higher volume, at higher load, higher intensity, and obviously have higher, more beneficial outcomes in your training.
Just do peptides at that point.
These are better than peptides.
Because as well, being a corticosteroid, it also has dramatic effects on the body's hormone systems as well. Massively. And that's when you can just throw off your entire HPA axis. Your thyroid is just going to go into overdrive as well.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of benefits, but also a lot of downsides.
High risk, and that's why I assumed that this is pure speculation. But allegedly, I assume why a lot of people are going over to Kenya and whatnot to train is because it's commonplace and semi-regulated in this illegal use of drugs, which is going to make it safer for athletes to use. Because it is inherently dangerous as an immunosuppressant, an anti-inflammatory. You are basically turning off your immune system, which is going to basically open you up to a lot of high risk potential issues if your vitals aren't monitored closely.
Definitely. This topic gets me thinking that for one of the future episodes, we should talk about the enhanced games.
We should compete in the enhanced games.
Yes. Just quickly, did you see that they just signed 2024 Paris Olympics silver medalist in the 50 meter free?
Really? Mm-hmm. That's so important. I was at Run Club the other day. I was talking to Jed about the enhanced games, and they need to be targeting athletes that are say just competing in their first Olympics, super promising young person who you can just throw enough money at them that a chance of a gold medal is worth less than set amount of money, because then you can fill them with these drugs and monitor them on their way up. Because once you're getting someone that's already winning medals, they're at their peak, and it's only down after a peak.
Definitely. It's funny that you say that, because I forget what his name is off the top of my head. He's British. He's the first British athlete as well in the enhanced games. He said that it would take about 12 world titles to make this kind of money that he can make in one swim. And that's the main draw card for him.
So you have to be Michael Phelps.
Yeah.
Or it's not worth it.
And interesting as well, they don't have any running athletes yet, but they are planning for the actual games themselves to do a lot of, I think, the 100 meter sprint, maybe 200 meter, and maybe hurdles as well.
Well, yeah, it's understandable they're targeting big ticket items, high viewership stuff, and also things like weightlifting that you would assume could be noticeably enhanced through the use of steroids. But I predict that when they do have the weightlifters come in and they get the same results as what the people are getting at the Olympics, everyone's going to be like, oh, everyone's already on steroids.
Exactly right. I reckon they should be targeting... I mean, I say this with a grain of salt because there's a lot of conflicting views on the enhanced games. Personally, as a science guy and as a pharmacist, I get so excited by...
How far can we push the human body through science?
Just the amount of research and findings that could come out of this, not even in terms of the steroid space, but just to learn about the human body and how it functions and how it produces force and energy. So much research and so much data is being gathered right now.
And it could very easily be transferred into medicine and regular health for people, say, with muscular dystrophy. Like if we can increase muscle regeneration through something here in high athletes, that can be transferred into your everyday person that's maybe suffering with some sort of genetic issue.
Exactly. If they find that, this suppresses this hormone system, why don't we adapt that for use in these conditions?
Yes. And like the enhanced games is going to be the safest way to go about it, because there are doctors constantly checking vitals, monitoring bloods and all that sort of stuff, rather than someone at the back of the gym injecting into their butt whatever, God knows what, how much of whatever, and leading themselves to like cardiovascular issues, a whole bunch of different stuff.
It's planned, it's calculated, and it's controlled. And I think we could talk for hours on this topic, but yeah, it just gets me very excited.
It's very bro science.
Yeah, it's very bro science. I love it. But yeah, that's
runner's science. That's corticosteroids, and that's doping. And for anyone wondering, the Long Run has a strict anti-doping policy.
We do,
and we would not stand for it. We regularly test, and during competition, we would never be caught dead.
No, God no. We say all this out of excitement and looking from an outside looking in, but we do uphold our integrity and the integrity of all sports, including running.
See, and that moves us on to, I believe, first time this one or second time this one has touched the pod, the Ask the Coach.
We're back.
I have a question for you, Elton. And I think this can be translated into a lot of people's training, and this may be something that a lot of people are trying to implement but maybe don't know how to make the step or understand what's going to be most beneficial for them when doing this. And that's, what sort of track session should I be doing? So this is like, say, based on the sport or my goal, the distance that I'm planning on running. Hypothetically, if I'm training for a half marathon, what's like should I be doing multiple different types of track sessions? Should I be trying to do 15, 20 Ks on the track? What's going to be most beneficial for me as a half marathoner?
That's a great question. I love that I'm being put on the spot right here.
Cop that. You should have read the run sheet. But no, that is a great question, Gus, because like you said, there are many different sessions you can do on track, and it is important then, to tailor it to what your goal is in what you're training for, what your sport is. So for a shorter distance runner, or say if you're training for footy or something that's that shorter, sharper movements, the track can be really good because it's a very controlled environment. Safe for the joints. It's
a little bit more forgiving, but then that's when your track sessions, you kind of want to work on the more power side of things.
Getting explosive.
It's getting those fast twitching muscles moving and firing in a way that they wouldn't in a normal conventional run or conventional training style. It's like essentially the same as going to the gym and doing plyometrics and doing that kind of exploding. That's what those kind of track sessions are for those shorter distance runners. For, say, your longer distance runners, they can still be definitely beneficial in that if you want to run longer and faster, you've got to have this base of being able to run fast for short.
You've got to be able to hit higher speeds than what you're planning on doing on race day.
Exactly, because that trains the body then to know
this isn't our max.
This then, if you're training at at 3-minute paces and doing the short, sharp reps, when you drop it back to your 4-minute paces, your body goes, crap, this feels easy. And it's about just building that tolerance. And then also too, on that side, then you can kind of switch up a track session and you can work on more of your lactate threshold type things. Once again, the benefit to the track is mostly because it's that controlled area and that you can do those planned loops and you can do your testing and you can kind of really fine tune what your session looks like to push your body that right amount. So it's not too much, it's not too little. But yeah, a lot of lactate training, and that's, you know, the Norwegian method and what's emerging at the moment in a lot of middle distance and long distance runners is actually testing lactate. Yeah. But just knowing that you're trying to train your body to clear that lactic acid out and get used to running fast paces for longer.
Yeah, clearing it out as efficiently and quickly as possible in order to reduce the speed at which that fatigue comes on.
Yeah, it's almost like you're pushing a pain threshold. You're kind of just pushing that that exhaustion limit threshold and just working on just nudging that a little bit further each time.
100%. For our gym goers, it's progressive overload.
Literally, yeah, it's progressive overload. It's adding an extra rep or adding a little bit of weight.
100%. I like it. So yeah, so for say someone playing rugby or soccer, do their reps need to look longer than 200, 400 meters?
Not necessarily. And look, honestly, if you're looking for a really simple way to go about it and to not overcomplicate it, do it off time. I always coach and always preach by doing things off time rather than distance, because then there's no way out of it either.
Yeah, you're there for this long.
You're there for this long. So doing your 1 minute reps, your 2 minute reps, your 3 minute reps, like those that's the kind of shorter distance that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point you still need endurance and like you said, that progressive overload, just slowly pushing it out for longer. But yeah, doesn't need to be any longer than that.
And on that time stuff, the track is a great for the mental, having those distance markers that you can clearly see on the track. You can be like, oh, for my 1 minute rep, I normally get to this point on the track. So next one, I want to try and get that little bit further and that little bit further. You can really fine tune it and calculate it to see real improvement in real time.
Real improvement in real time. I like that. I like that a lot. But yeah, does that answer your question, Angus?
I think it does. I like it a lot.
Yes.
And this could be unpacked further. If you have, say, track sessions in mind that you've thought of doing or thought of trying, send it in, send us the stats, and we can have Elton unpack it and maybe improve on it.
Yeah. I mean, I can even throw out a session right now if you want me to throw.
What have you got for us, Elton?
Well, what is a really good track session is the one that I did a few weeks before Sydney, the Broken Miles one. That's a good one to say do on a track, because you've got your 400 meter increments. I know I just said I'd prefer to go off time, but this is just a nice fun workout to do. So it's 1600 meters, so 1 mile.
Yep.
With a 2 minute rest.
Yep.
And then 800 meters, 2 of those.
2 sets of the 800.
Two lots of the 800 with a 2 minute rest in between.
Yep.
2 minute rest afterwards, and then you're going to go 4 400s.
Yep.
With a 1 minute rest in between.
Right.
So just shorten it down a little bit because, shorter reps. But it ends up being 3 miles of work, which the grand scheme of things is not that much, but it's all you need to do. And you can do it fast.
High intensity.
High intensity.
When you're on, you're going.
You're going. There's enough rest there to balance that, not over fatiguing yourself, but still
get the heart rate back down, control the breathing a little bit with enough time to be ready to hit that next rep again at close to maximal effort.
Exactly right. So give the session a go.
I really liked that one when you brought it to us in our week of training pre-marathon, and I'll definitely have to give it a try.
Yeah, I'm keen to crack it back out again. It was a fun one.
I like it. That brings us to our week of training, Elton.
Well, this one's going to be a quick one.
For you, maybe.
For me. Do you want me to start with my...
Of course. I wouldn't want you to get angry at me again.
I was about to say this was shaping up to be the first week, bar the 2 weeks after UTA when I was injured, but the first week in the last 2 years of no running.
Wild.
But I did manage to squeeze out a 5K yesterday.
Just had to slot one in there.
But update for the listeners is that I'm still kind of injured. So the same issue that I was dealing with in my left hip after UTA, I now have in my right hip / groin area.
And do you think this is from Sydney Marathon?
It's that's when it came on.
Yep.
So I don't know whether switching to the trails and then coming back to the roads, like, it's messed up my gait and it's messed up my technique a bit, and whether that's an issue that I need to look at. But it is definitely a question for good friend Physio Joe, and try and sort that out quick smart. But in terms of the training, though, I'm not too phased because we still have a long time before the next event. I do want to get going on the track and that short distance training, but the mentality is the same as like what it is in the taper. Like, I'm only going to get slower by doing more now. Like, it's only going to hurt me more. I'm just not going to improve. So there's no point in trying to push it. So I'm just going to really take my time with the recovery. And for, first time in 2 years, I kind of really want to give my body some time.
I think that's a smart play. And I think, like I said last time to you, it's not worth hurting yourself now, having a shocking prep, and it just snowballing come race day.
Exactly right. I'm still squeezing my 5 gym sessions in, though. So I've been enjoying that.
I can tell.
Still. Yeah, thanks, mate. Obviously avoiding the legs.
Of course. What? There's only like one more leg day till Christmas.
Is there?
I think
if
so.
That?
If that.
Yeah, I might be sick that day. Gym's closed, I swear.
They close, yeah. 24/7. Who?
No. 364 days of the year.
I like it. For my week of training, we're in full triathlon mode. Melbourne Half Ironman coming up inside of 8 weeks now.
Yeah.
So did two swim sessions, interval swims. So basically track, but in the pool.
Track in the pool.
I did some 100 meter reps, basically all out efforts, while still trying to maintain some level of technique, which was interesting. And then also hit 400, 300, 400, 300 reps.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah.
There's some longer ones. So that was, they were nice. And then again, I hit my just four gym sessions this week. Did not heaps of running, 31Ks, a few little ones sprinkled throughout the week. The main run being off the bike. We did a 50K ride, hour and a half, of decent effort on the bike, straight into a 6K run, trying to hold 4:25s.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Pretty quick off the bike.
How did the legs feel straight off the bike?
Jelly.
Yeah.
Real the first K, it's just like the heart and the lungs are fine, but your legs feel really weird.
Yeah, right. Is it almost in a way though that it's like, because I know I've had it sometimes where I've been so fatigued in the legs that they're not sore, but they're still moving, so it's kind of good that I can't feel them, if that makes sense, and you can kind of push it and not feel it.
I get what you're saying. I was holding the pace that I wanted to hold, but it felt like they were wobbling side to side, they felt loose,
like actual jelly.
Yeah, it was. But luckily that went away after the first K. So because again with the triathlons, we touched on being in that aero position, it's also beneficial come run, because in that position your glutes are working a lot more on the bike rather than sitting upright and it being a very quad focused exercise.
Right.
So then come run time, your quads maybe aren't as fatigued, your quads aren't as fatigued, and they're going to be much more utilized than your glutes on the run.
Interesting.
So it is that's another benefit of sitting in that aero position.
The science behind it.
Oh, there's a bit of money in triathlons, and these people
they've put the research in.
They've done the research. They've read the papers. They've done the wind tunnel tests. We've got the World Champs on at the moment live while recording, and these people are flying.
They're probably averaging 45 Ks an hour.
Easy. 180K bike, and they're at K60 and just under 4 hours in.
Wow. Absolutely wild.
These people are fast. But that's my week of training. Another thing, Strava popped up activity 1 year ago, Sydney Marathon.
Oh, wow.
This week.
There's a nice little reminiscing.
Yeah, that was a PB as well. So it's all positive.
Always positive with us.
Brilliant. I forgot. I remember you were talking about, is it your mate Brendan doing the one song on, one song off?
Yes, you did. I did see that on your Strava. How was it?
On the Stairmaster.
Oh.
Yeah. It was
Okay.
So trying to channel my inner Max Joel of...
So, like, going, like, hard on the Stairmaster?
Like almost jogging.
Oh, interesting. What was about to say RPM, but the steps per...
It was 125.
What's your usual cruising altitude there?
In the 70s, I think. I can walk.
Okay.
Well, like that was the off reps was 72.
Right. Okay.
And then the ons, were up at like 120, 125, 126.
That's really fun. I didn't think about doing it on the Stairmaster because I have started doing the Stairmaster. Like just slowly working up, doing like 10 to 15 minutes just at the end of most of my gym sessions.
I did 2 Stairmaster sessions, both with the one song on, one song off. First one, 4 rounds, and then I did 5 rounds. Mm-hmm. And then maybe next time I'll up the speeds. And
Did you get caught out with any songs?
Yep. My second rest was a 2-minuter. And I was stitched up. Like obviously I set too high a target. It was too fast already. Yeah. And I was like, check the time. Next song starts fading in because on Spotify I've got it like and I'm like, no, already absolutely gassed. But so I did the song intervals and luckily didn't get hit with any inner blooms or Bohemian Rhapsodies on the onsets. But no, it makes it go by so much quicker.
Yeah. Awesome. So, that's good to hear. I still want to do it with running one day. So when I'm back to full form, I will hit it. 100%. Now that I'm not in like a proper training block, I can just have fun with some sessions and experiment a bit.
For sure. Yeah, you got time.
Yeah, plenty of time.
But the Stairmaster is going to get a workover in the lead up to Tarawera.
Definitely. We got to build some of that strength up, especially if we're going to go sub 24 hours.
When we go sub 24
When we go sub 24 hours in the 100 mile.
Which it's a flat track, mate. Fast track.
Exciting.
Alrighty. I think that brings us close to the end. For everyone that has made it this far, thank you kindly. If you have made it this far, go check out the Instagram.
They should go check out the Instagram. And Gus, why should they go check out the Instagram?
They should check out the Instagram because not only can they engage with us through the Google form, they can view our reel-esque videos and rewatch their favourite moments of the podcast with video. And to get there, they would find us at the Long Run 100. That is the Long Run 100 on Instagram.
Send us a message. Send us a voice message. We love getting those. Make sure you sign off appropriately.
Hooroos. Only hooroos.
And go check us out.
Yes. Thank you for listening. That's episode 12 of The Long Run.
And we'll catch you in number 13.
Hooroo.
Bye.